Hello again, everybody. This is Squadron Leader Mr. Everything of the 807th Royal Naval Air Squadron, and I've got a special treat for you today. What we're doing today is we're flying the American Grumman F4F3 into an arcade battle. And now you've seen me fly one of these already, kind of as a demo, but this is actually a game that I thought that I just needed a replay because um, it was pretty exciting. Okay, I looked around, I saw this P-36 down here, P-26, sorry, no, P-36, I was right, and I decided to go for him, and he's only on fire, he's not killed. I know he disappeared, but once he got on fire, I figured I was going to give that chap a chance to heal himself before he took him out. Oh, but he exploded or died or crashed or something, so I got my kill. Now we continue on. I scan the horizon. I'm looking for my next victim, and then I see some tracers fly by, and I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody's next to me. So I see him right there, and I figured I'd do a turn. I'd come back on him. Now remember, I am using 6 American 50 cals. The ammo I'm using today is ground target ammo. I've noticed recently in the last patch that ground target ammo kills planes quickly, especially armored ones like yaks and lags and bombers. Done. That's my third kill. Third kill in, what is that, 2.5 minutes? Okay, moving on. I can't hit this guy. What the heck's going on? Okay, got him. Alright, and I just break free, kind of relax. Okay, I see this BB-1 over here going for our base. I know he's a little too far. I'm not going to get him before he drops his bombs, but at least I'm going to make him pay for any bombs that he might drop on our lads. Especially the cook in that town was probably one of the best ones. Gaining on him slowly. This KI-27 decides to break off, like he probably is not catching him. Or ran out of ammo. Done. 4. Moving on. Whoop, there's a 0 right above me. But I know that there's some guys up high bombing. I just heard a bomb hit that base right there. So I glance up. I see that there are bombers up there. You'll notice that in this video, during this replay, a lot of the bombers don't show up on the HUD, like you don't see their red names and things. But when I was playing the game, I could see them. It just doesn't show up on the replay. So what I do was I kind of did a little high yo-yo a little bit, just to let the 0 know that there's a guy above him. 5. I'm keeping my eyes on these bombers, thinking that they might try to dive down on me. A couple of them are 111s. And so the 111s I'm kind of concerned about diving on me. But this guy over here, P-26, looks like he's someone that I might be interested in. But I just keep my head on a swivel. I'm closing. I see that he's already got a couple of people concerned about him, but I figured a third wouldn't hurt. And then I let loose with American Freedom. That's number 6. Okay, now looking around, I don't really see anybody close, but I do see these bombers up high, and nobody seems to be going after him except for a PBY right there, and he's no match for 4 bombers. So I figured it's time. Nobody else is going up there, so it's time for me to take matters into my own hands. Now, I'm looking at my lower wing right here, and I see that the ground captain, the plane captain, has not put my roundel in the right spot. I'm going to have words with him when I get back to the hangar, because there is still some of the Yank star showing. Not cool. Okay, so we are climbing, and this climb takes a few moments. Okay, you can't see him, but that's a 111 there. He's on fire, and he does look like he wants to come after me. But he's kind of going up and down, closing and extending the range. So I'm not really sure what he's doing, so I'm just keeping an eye on him while I'm trying to climb on, I think it's a, there he is. Oh, he's a 110. Sorry, not a 111. I was thinking of, okay, there's a PBY up here, enemy. There's a 110, I think it's a 110. 111. It's 111, Heinkel 111, and I think there's a BB1. I'm trying to remember what's up there. But there's like 3 bombers that I can see. And I figured, okay, and I've only got like 80 rounds left. So I'm thinking I should probably just let go of these rounds and then let the arcade reload me in midair. Well, there's the BB1. Yeah, let go of the 80 rounds and then decide to reload. The game is, right now, it's anybody's match. It's pretty fair, you know, even on the deaths. It actually looks like we might be slightly winning on the base capping, base destroying, but with all these bombers up here, here's the HE-111. I have to stop that, because if you look at the map, the mini-map, you'll see that we've got a base that's all white. If they hit that with anything, it's going to disappear, and then another one that's almost all white. And so that's okay. So I turn in on the 111. I'm still trying to gain a little altitude because when I go in for the attack, I want to be diving so that I'm not inside their tail gunners range for very long. Okay, the BB1 is actually coming towards me. So I figured, okay, let's switch targets to the BB1, but he's a little higher, so I decided to climb a little bit. And I'm not going to go head on because it just makes it easy for their gunners to get me. So I decided I was going to come at him at about a 45-degree angle, and I can't seem to get his altitude because he's climbing. But the issue with him is he was stalling out, and then he turned head on. I killed him, but he knocked some bullets in my engine. I started to have an oil leak. My oil was starting to overheat, and they had just removed both of our bases. I throttled down to let the temperature of the engine lower, and it did. It lowered. So I'm just going to let it kind of cool off. I think I'm at like 30% throttle right now. And then I throttle up, knowing I want to get above the PBY. And I'm going to try to get him at about a 45-degree angle. And I decided to go for it. Done. That's number 8. Oh, look at this. This guy wanted to play too. He's on fire, not dead. Not dead, so I was going to come back for more, and then boom, he blew up. The gas tank must have exploded. That's number 9. And then where did this 111 come from? I thought I shot him down. Another one just appeared. So I did a roll to kind of avoid getting blown away. I'm turning now. I lowered my flaps just so that I could get a faster turn, so I could get on his tail faster. He's over a kilometer away, but I know 50 cals will shoot approximately 1.4 kilometers if you're really good. It's a mile. Is that 1.2 kilometers? Yeah, 1.2 kilometers. Or is it 1.4? I can't remember. And that's number 10. Okay, looking around. Okay, I see the airfield, so I say, you know what? I'm on fire. Well, not on fire, but I'm losing oil pressure. I'm smoking. I'm basically telling everybody and their brother that I'm an easy target. So I decide, you know what? I'm just going to land. The sky is clear in the area. So I throttle down. I'm going to do the picture perfect landing. I nose up to kind of lower my velocity because I'm still at 380 miles per hour. Uh, hopefully, turning is going to slow me down. I'm at 340, still too fast. Gradually, slowly turning. I'm trying to get lower than 150 so I can start lowering my landing gears. I know that in arcade it doesn't matter, but it's good habit. And then I notice, I'm glancing around and I notice that there's a P40 coming at me. A P40? What the heck are you over here this far? Okay. So I go, okay, he's head-onning me. I don't want that to happen. So then I turn on. Mr. Butthead. Either he doesn't know how to fly or the F4 can turn faster than the P40. I don't think so. I think the P40 normally can turn faster. I'm out, so I can't shoot him. Oh wait, maybe now I'm out, so I can't hit him. And I'm thinking of just following him, but then he slowed down, so I was starting to overshoot him. So I figured, I'll break off, I'll reload, and then I'll come back and get him. But by that time, he had already damaged the I-16. I was like, oh no, the I-16 got damaged. So the I-16 goes back to land again, and he's got some kind of issues because he hits the dirt. But he doesn't break up. So he's actually being repaired. So that's good. So now that the P40 is gone, I can come back and land. I'm already going really slow, so I can drop my gear and my flaps and just put it down. And this is more of a combat landing than a textbook landing. Okay. One great thing about the F4 is it has a great glide. Look at that perfect landing. Okay, nose up, tail down. Apply the brakes. Has great brakes too, so we can stop on a carrier. Okay, 20 seconds later, I'll be repaired. I'll have new oil. Someone will put a rubber plug in the holes, and then we will be back in the air. Now, if you notice, I'm facing towards the enemy when I landed. I thought about this. It's not really that important. There goes the I-16. But if someone was to come at the airfield straight on, I could still pull the trigger and maybe, luckily, get a hit on them. Okay, somebody deployed an order for destroying air targets, and I apparently had killed 3 during that time. I'm the only one from our team that had scored 3 or more. The other 2 were from the enemy. Now I've got 11 kills and 1 assist. The bombers are taken care of, so it's time just to go in and mix it up. So I'm looking, but our team is active. They're shooting people down. Maybe, or at least getting them busy. Keep my eyes open, looking around, thinking about the MC, or maybe the P or the HE. Not sure. Just gonna wait until I get a little bit closer before I see, what the situation is with our friendlies. I see a PBY up there. And then I notice that there's a 109 going after the PBY. There he is. And I'm like, no, we can't have that. I'm going after this 109. because now he looked like he was coming towards me, but then he turned and started going for the PBY. So that's why I was kind of going left and right, trying to confuse him, not let him know which direction I was actually flying or what I was doing. And then I noticed there's a buffalo, and I go, oh goodness, there's going to be two. That's no problem. We can handle this. I have 650 cals of freedom, and I'm going to go apply some justice to these guys. So I'm gaining, but that 109 is putting some shells into the PBY, and PBY is starting to smoke a little bit. Now the 109 breaks off because I think he sees me coming. Or maybe it's him. He might see that I-16 on his way. So the I-16, I'm trying to avoid getting shot in the face by the 109's cannon. I turn, knowing that the 109 can't turn very well. And of course I miss. Now I'm up, and number 12. I knew there was a buffalo. He's coming straight at me. I'm trying to avoid getting killed. Just threw some rounds in his direction just to make him, just to freak him out. Now I'm diving on him. I'm having a hard time hitting this guy, and then finally 13. Okay, 13 kills. Looking around, looking for my next victim. I figured, you know what, let me hit some ground targets, because we really need some ground targets taken care of. I don't have any bombs or anything. So, and we got another one of these floating fireballs. Like, what the heck? Gaijin needs to fix that. Okay. I noticed that all we had was pillboxes and tanks, and they don't accept freedom at all. So I have to go down and take on these AA guns, because I know I can take out an AA gun with some freedom. So, looking around, making sure there's no fighters trying to jump me. Glance around, and I see some AA guns. And I see them shooting at me, obviously, and they're trying to prevent me from killing them. So, I mean, it's only sporting, but I see them, I close in, and take the freedom. Take it and like it. I got so close, I had to rethink that plan. Whoop, that's not a good plan. Okay, let me get some altitude and like come down on top of these AAs instead of trying to fly parallel to the ground, you know. There we go. No trees. Trees aren't good for wings. Flying around, looking for more AA. They're all over the place. Target-rich environment. So I'm just trying to find one that I can line up on. Let's avoid that fireball. And now I'm starting to rack up ground target hits. That's my third ground target. And there's at least like 8 flak guns around here, or AA guns. So I might be able to get 8 of them. Now, I don't think these AA guns are counting towards victory. There's 5. Like counting towards the blue and red line at the top. But it will help our bombers when they come over here not to get shot down while they're bombing the airfield and all that. Oh, I missed that guy. Let's fly in this little valley, just for fun of it. Okay, there we go. Okay, turn around. And we're done. Alright, now I'm glancing around, trying to see if I see any more AA. I don't. This I-15 Colossus, he decided to come help me out, but I think he might have taken 1 or 2 out, I don't know. I had killed 7, and I guess that's it. So I figured, you know what, if anybody's going to be able to take these bases out, because you notice all of our bases are destroyed, and none of their bases are destroyed, I said, okay, it's time to go back and land and change into a Dauntless. Because I've got a Dauntless dive bomber in my hangar, in my lineup. So I figured, you know what, if nobody else is going to do it, let me do it. But then again, I see the SU-2 and I see it OS-2U, which might have bombs on it. P-26, hell, might have a bomb on it. I don't know. So I said, you know what the heck, I'll just go back, switch to a Dauntless. Now I typed in the messages, I said, I'm flying back, I'm going to land, and I'm going to change into a Dauntless. Alright, so now we just enjoy the flight back. Look at that, a floating fireball. I got to figure that out. I got to figure those floating fireballs. And now just enjoy the show. It's a beautiful plane, beautiful plane. I'm thinking about getting the Mark I, the British Wildcat Mark I, just so that I can fly it with my British squadron, because we're the 807th Royal Naval Air Squadron. And if you're thinking about joining a War Thunder squadron, our squadron is recruiting. You can check us out at 807.engine.com. You can also just check us out on War Thunder under 807. And we play all nations. As you can see, I'm playing American right now. But yeah, we play every nation, but we just have a focus on the British planes, actually the seaplanes, naval planes, for like realistic flights and battles. But when it comes to just playing around, having fun, shoot, we'll play anything, you know. Okay, I throttled down because I'm close to the airfield. Going into a glide here. Nose down, build up a little bit of speed so that I can nose up to slow down. Does that, or no, I guess I nose down to drop my altitude so that I could nose up to drop my speed so that I could drop my gear. Now I didn't really notice this when I was flying in the first time, but our flak gun is busy. It's shooting. And I didn't even realize that it was shooting. It was like just completely oblivious of it. It's shooting straight up, if you notice. And I was like, okay, I'm just landing, whatever. That thing's just going off. It was like, whatever. And then I see this bomb come down and then blow up. And I'm like, what the heck? Where'd that come from? Because I glanced up and did not see a plane. So there must be a plane way up there, out of sight. And I stop, and that's the end. And we win. I don't know how we won or what caused us to win. But thanks for coming out and checking out this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the air.